Antonio Tarver had some things to say about the Spence and Crawford fight. Now, right out the bat, I'm gonna let you guys know Antonio Tarver is team Terence Crawford, right?
But I do have an opinion, and I should be able to voice my opinion whenever I need to or whenever I want to. If I'm not riding a bandwagon with the popular, I mean, don't hate me.
Tell Riddick what it's all about.
I'm telling you how it is.
No, but tell him what's the background to it. What happened?
Well, you know, Crawford is my guy. I've been a fan of Crawford. I've been watching him for a long time. I'm a ride with Crawford, win, lose, or draw, because I see a lot of myself in Crawford. And that should tell everybody right there, enough said. I see myself in Crawford.
He's a great fighter.
So his opinion is a little biased, right?
You're a great fighter. You're a great fighter. Okay. Yeah. Spencer Crawford, who wins? The fans are the winners.
Now, let me say this. I'm not predicting of anybody. I'm saying I'm riding with Crawford. I like Crawford because I like Crawford. But if anybody can beat him, it's a guy like Spence.
You would respect them and give them credit.
It's a guy like Spence that's got the range,
okay,
know how to fight, got power. I mean, I really haven't dissected the fight.
So he hasn't dissected it. This was November 9th, 2022, right? So, yeah, Antonio Tarver, as time went on, he's been, I guess him and Errol Spence had some words, right? Him and Errol Spence had some words, and I believe it was because of this. It says, if this same scenario happens against at T-Bud Crawford against at Errol Spence, what's the outcome? Will Errol Spence have survived, or does Bud finish the job? Wow. And yeah, in my opinion, it would have been over. Close the curtains, turn off the lights, everybody pack your bags, let's go home. OV. It would have been over if that was Terence Bud Crawford. Antonio Tarver received a lot of heat from this. I actually remember this post. He received a lot of heat for it because you really just can't have an opinion about Errol Spence Jr. or some of the flaws that he has in the ring. You can't do that. It's taboo to do so. But like I said before, man, Eudenis Ugas, after this moment in that fight, Errol Spence Eudenis Ugas, just kind of just stood still with his high guard up and stopped punching like he almost did too much. And I don't know, man, if Errol Spence is looking around like that and, you know, doing the things that he's doing in this fight, this was his last fight, you guys. This wasn't like 2-3 fights ago. This was his last fight, and it's been over a year since he's been in the ring since. So yeah, I don't see too many Spence fans doing too many breakdowns or anything like that, man. I see them talking about Shakur, trying to troll and doing other things, right? They're not really necessarily talking about Spence. And let's be honest, you can't find him. You know, when you look for Terence Crawford, he's coming out with new videos every day on his social media. This right here. Right? He's coming out with new videos to help sell. He says, chasing that bag, Little Fish. And the song that was playing is called Little Fish. So, yeah, Terence Bud Crawford is out here selling a fight. You know, they say he couldn't sell a fight. They used to say all kinds of shit about Bud Crawford. But it seems like he remembered all these things and he continues to prove these dudes wrong. He's out here selling this fight, not the promoter, Errol Spence Jr. So, yeah, we're going to see what Errol Spence does in the next couple of days, right? But Antonio Tarver had this to say about Spence, in which I found what was very interesting. And this is my same thoughts exactly.
I'm pretty sure you know how I feel about that. Ain't nobody else going to say that, but I'm going to say it. The way he approached that shit, he don't see none of them guys. He don't care nothing about none of them guys. He got that real dog in him. That's why I say he reminds me of me. You feel me? And I just think the man can do so much in the ring. I see what Charlo can do. I see what what's the other guy? Spence can do.
Right.
I see what Spence can do. But Spence hasn't shown me that he can make a lot of adjustment. When I look at Spence style, I see the same thing. Aggressive, boxer. But I ain't never seen him boxing going back. I ain't never seen him use this counter punching ability. I ain't never seen him block, make a motherfucker miss, and make a motherfucker pay.
Facts.
It's levels to this. But these guys, I mean, you know, when you're looking at it through my eye, this is a different type of understanding of the game. You feel me? So I can critique those guys. I don't care who they is. I can critique their ass.
Antonio said he's been there, done that. I did this, I did that. I fought in multiple weight classes. I beat the great Roy Jones. I can say what the fuck I want to say. And if you don't like it, too damn bad. I gotta respect it, right? If it was going the other way, like if he was bigging up Spence, then guys would be in favor of Antonio Tarver's opinion. But a lot of people likely won't be in favor of his opinion. Simply one, probably because they want to pull back on that Roy Jones thing, in which I held a grudge with Antonio Tarver for years because of that. I finally learned how to let it go, right? But fans are gonna start, so well, you never did nothing in your career, and they're gonna start talking shit. That's just the way it comes with territory, because they can't refute or dispute none of these his opinion here, right? I mean, Errol Spence doesn't necessarily make adjustments in fights, and really he fights the same way in every fight. I mean, we heard Bomac even come out and say it.
So what's a major weakness that you see in Errol Spence's game, if he has any weakness in this game?
I don't see him improving from the first time I watched him to now. Even from the Olympics to now. Yeah, I don't see them improving as a fighter.
They don't see him improving as a fighter. They don't see no improvements in Errol Spence's game, bro. Like, he's the same guy that fought Kell Brook years ago. That could spell trouble for a guy that's constantly evolving, that's constantly getting better, that's constantly showing us different things, like Terence Crawford.
Spence hasn't shown me that he can make a lot of adjustment. When I look at Spence style, I see the same thing: aggressive boxer. But I ain't never seen him boxing going back. I ain't never seen him use his counter punching ability. I ain't never seen him block, make a motherfucker miss, and make a motherfucker pay.
Right.
I believe Crawford has ability to do more things in the ring. I've seen him do more things in the ring. I've seen him fight ambidextrous. I've seen him knock motherfuckers out with both hands. I've seen him fight. I've seen him box. I've seen him counterpunch. I've seen him do a lot of things in the ring. When I see Errol Spence fights, I don't see a lot of that. I see a lot of the same thing, the same approach, the way he knocked my boy out in England. Same
right.
thing, aggressive, body proper, same way he fighting, bro. And when you fight a guy like Bud Crawford, you're going to have a lot of different things to your game.
And this is just one of the old school Hall of Famers that's really, really outspoken about how they feel about this matchup between Spence and Crawford. Of course, James Toney's been very vocal and very direct about how he feels. He said Errol Spence can't spell fight. Crawford.
Everybody know Crawford will knock that boy out. Man, Terence Spence can't spell fight.
Terence Crawford.
Everybody know who will win that fight. It's like Errol Spence.
Okay.
Errol Spence, he'll be looking, he'll get knocked out more than 6 rounds.
Crawford's gonna knock him right out. Crawford's gonna knock him out. Errol Spence can't spell fight. He can't fight, etc., etc., etc. It's hilarious when James Toney be talking this shit. But a lot of these type of guys, these guys is cut from that cloth. Roy Jones, these type of guys, they seem to be really favoring Terence Crawford. Oscar De La Hoya. You get some guys like Errol Sanchez that say the Spence going to break him down. But when you're looking at the guys who's been in this game, that's actually fighters. Well, they tend to lean towards Terence Crawford, and it's not even a slight towards Spence either. People are going to take it as a slight. But in reality, bro, let's be real. Errol Spence, he hasn't shown us no evolved game. He hasn't evolved. He hasn't even been active enough to evolve his game. He hasn't been fighting enough to evolve his game. When you look on Boxing Rec, it still says inactive. It says inactive. It might say active now, but prior to the Crawford fight, it was inactive. So how could you get better if you're not really fighting? I got a lot of questions, man. We're going to continue to talk about this. But yeah, man, that's just my thoughts on it. Antonio Tarver gave his thoughts on it. I mean, look, man, I said the same thing a while ago. I don't see Errol Spence being able to adjust to Terence Crawford's adaptability. Terence Crawford is one of those fighters that could just really, really adjust on the fly. He damn near don't even need a coach in this corner to get things done. So yeah, you guys. Antonio Tarver says Errol Spence, he just can't adjust. He simply just can't adjust, and he hasn't made any improvement since the Kell Brook fight. Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, hot your boy. Peace out.